Welcome to the Museum of Black Civilizations in Dakar, with its structure inspired by small round huts very common in Africa. This museum stores the only work of art officially returned by France to Africa. You wonder what it is? André and Seydina will tell you in a moment.
Alors nous avons ici avec nous.
Here we have the sword of El Hadj Omar Tall, who was a war leader and who resisted colonization, and who is a symbolic figure for Muslims in the past and even today.
Et même encore d'aujourd'hui.
Et donc ce sabre, il avait été...
This sword was loaned by France to Senegal for 5 years, but was officially returned under a law passed in 2020 in France. This sword was exhibited at the Musée des Invalides in France, and now it is here for good at the Musée des Civilisations Noires.
It's hoped the return of the sword is a first step in other pieces of traditional African art going back to where they came from originally. Another 26 pieces are due to be returned from France to Benin by the end of 2021. It's thought that hundreds of thousands of cultural objects from Africa are stored in European museums.
Je savais aussi que
Most of these works were taken by force, either stolen or looted.
ou pillé.
Personnellement, je trouve que
Art is appreciated all over the world, and as Africans we have to know the art that was created before by our ancestors. These pieces are part of our heritage.
Seydina, is access to your cultural heritage relevant for you as a young people?
Je dirais oui parce que au final.
I would say yes, because in the end, it is our history. It is the history of young Africans. They have to know it. I only started to know my history recently.
Honnêtement, moi, c'est...
The reason is that I used to go to museums, but I didn't see much Africa art, so I didn't really know it. It was when I was in my teens that I started to focus on this kind of stuff, and I thought that young Africans should know the history. For me, I found out about it too late.
Je me suis dit que
André, how should African youth reappropriate their ancestors' works?
personnellement, je trouve
Once
que
the works reach African soil, young people should start by saying to themselves that these works belong to us. They do not come from another country, so they are our works, they belong to us. We should learn their meanings. This is how we will find out more about our culture and be less ignorant of the African world in which we live.
de notre
One argument that's been used against sending back these items is the lack of suitable museums with right infrastructures in Africa. This argument is increasingly being challenged by African countries. In recent years, new museums have been built in Benin, Côte d'Ivoire, DRC and Senegal, where we are now in this ultra-modern museum that can accommodate up to 18,000 pieces.